Game number 1 here in our grand final of Qualifier 3 of the Eggs Cup. And it's the Movember edition, of course. We're here to support Movember. We'll be raising money on Saturday, the 30th of November. Before we get there, we have to see who will be in those top 2 spots, as Team Cat Green have the opportunity to find themselves in second place.
They do indeed. All on the line for them. Both these teams are guaranteed top 6. We will not see any more shuffle in who's turning up. But Cat Green have the option here on what is a bit of a miracle run. Vastly outperforming yesterday when they turned up. I think we've played twice now, actually, haven't they? Are they on a steady improvement chain, Cat Green?
Team Cat Green, I can tell you that they came... Yeah, so they've done all. They were in the semi-finals. They got knocked out in semi-finals in Qualifier 1. They're in the round of 8 in Qualifier 2. And now here they are in the grand finals.
Yeah, and they are looking to make a statement. A win here knocks them into the top 2. That's so big for their qualification chances. It's making it so much easier for them to get through. And you can see already they're drafting. They don't want to play into that white main. They obviously want to have a little bit more kill pressure, which I think we saw first game as the plan coming out from the watch party. And they do not want to play against that Chromie. And maybe that Chromie was trying to set up for the Mephisto, because Mephisto is the counter ban alongside a Medivh. And if your opponents can play Medivh, especially on Ultra Pass, that's not what we want to see in Trans.
Yeah, this is a sort of thing where you start to know the players, you start to know the game they play. And obviously Medivh is a little bit annoying, but we have also seen them play a lot of Zarya. Still, Zarya was banned out against Please Buff Illidan. So it's one of those heroes that maybe there's a bit of mutual respect around. And if you know the tricks of Zarya, then maybe it's harder to play that Zarya into someone who knows those tricks. So I wonder if Please Buff Illidan will prioritize it early, or if we'll see Team Cat Green equally prioritize it themselves.
We're going to see the Sylvanas picked up early here. I like this Sylvanas. It looks really good on Ultrac, and I think it will look really good on Garden. And I think it's even more impactful as a pig on Ultrac than it is on Garden. The hero is just incredibly strong in the meta right now. But Toki's going to go for that Anubrak. Reaver's on the Rhaegar, and it's looking a little bit similar to the draft that they played into last time. But crucially this time, Please Buff Illidan have been able to take the Brightwing onto their side. So no macro shenanigans trying to take him out.
Yes. I think, this is going to be an interesting way to approach it. Are they going to be able to try and take it quickly? Are they not? The foul set, of course, was something that Team Cat Green had. Not Team Cat Green, obviously Watch Party had, but just was a little bit weak. As we see Genji coming out. And the ban here for the red team is most likely going to be a tank ban. Is it going to be Johanna? Is it going to be that Garrosh? Or is it going to be something else?
Yeah, the Johanna and the Garrosh have both been played very well. The Garrosh is particularly scary for Nubrak, and I think for Hogger as well. You might see that get removed, but obviously Johanna is just strong everywhere. It's Blaze instead, though. Just saying, maybe Moxio has too many good options. Let's remove one of the better offlane picks.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing, right? If you know that the other player has got a wide hero pool, and at the end of the day, you don't really mind what they play, you're not worried about a single hero, then you just focus on someone else. You focus on the Blaze, and I think, Jet on this Hogger absolutely knows that Blaze can come in on a flank and just blow up your team. We see Chen come out instead with Garrosh. Luca, what do you reckon about this Chen pickup?
I reckon Cesabos has never been happier to see a Blaze ban in his life. Sitting there trying to justify to your team that, no, I swear it's as good as Blaze. Bunker, never heard of her. And as soon as the Blaze ban happens, he's like, well, I guess I gotta play my Chen now. It does, I think, have quite a good lane into Hogger. The spell reduction on 4 is probably going to be very strong, although we might see a different style, as the last picks coming out are Valor and Zagara. This Valor is going to bully Garrosh quite well, but Chen can threaten it, so can the Sylvanas, and I think Draglic's going to have to play really well on this Valor in order to convert it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Team Cat Green were just watching that last series as well. Obviously, they're in a best of 3 that went the full distance. And so that Zagara, we saw the early game really punished by Mopsio on this Garrosh earlier. We can have a Gul'dan following up, and I don't mind it. Obviously Gul'dan, not the most mobile of heroes. Chen equally is going to be diving in and drinking a fair bit. But it's that Horrify that can really separate Valor and Rhaegar. Even Zagara can be put into danger when a Horrify just drops straight in the middle of your team.
Yeah, especially as well, I think what we're going to see is that Horrify is mainly for throws on a noob and throws on Hogger. Anytime that Garrosh gets a throw on anything, the Horrify follow-up is almost guaranteed to kill.
And here on game number 1, it is Please Buff Illidan in the blue. It's Sesapos on Chen, Mopsio on Garrosh, Gamerboy on Brightwing, Arian 70 on Sylvanas, and Gul'dan is played by Alvernas.
And our red team, Team Cat Green, fighting. A win here will give them top 2 in our finals on Saturday. Toki is going to be bringing us a Nubrak Drowquick on that Valor. Shashao is on the Zagara. Reeves is your Rhaegar, and Jet going to be that Hogger.
Yeah, Mopsio already walking down mid lane, but there's a substantial missing damage assassins, and so Rhaegar instantly rotates top, ready to do something in terms of prevention. Arian, by the way, using their Haunting Wave to just do a little bit of additional damage. Hogger goes in, tries to find something. Jet, though, is falling lower and lower. Body blocked by their own team right now. Mopsio looking for that throw potentially, but didn't want to commit too early, knowing that his blue team weren't really ready for a fight.
He was a gamer boy, and he saved them beautifully there, Trans. Absolutely wonderful. I think that E was bait. I think they knew they had the Brightwing. I don't think that Arian was looking at that thinking, man, this extra 60 damage to the structure is going to really matter. I think he was hoping, having thrown the E out, that there might be an overcommitment. They knew Mopsir is rotating up, and they knew the Brightwing already had the Z available. If that's the case, very heads up and exciting play.
Yeah, spin, spin, spin goes Hogger on this camp, and that's exactly why you pick Hogger. Meanwhile, the other side has to commit so many resources. They've not had Gul'dan here, which is probably one of the quicker ways of taking this camp. They've now come to help out, throw a Q over there with a bit of an E. But it's going to be a much slower camp and committing far more resources that's allowed the red team to push elsewhere on the map.
Yes, it is. But crucially, unlike last game, they aren't able to get that mid-camp crashing, so they are going to have to get their value in top. They're getting a lot of value at the moment, though. Sesapos is going to try and turn this fight. Dracolic is in trouble. A nice cleanse is going to get them out for now, but the throw means Chen is in deep. Hogger has to peel Sesapos off his Valor, is able to do so, as we now see Rhaegar in a bit deep, but are they going to try and turn this fight? Gamerboy is so deep on the Brightwing, is going to go down first blood in this game. Can they get more? Sesapos surely isn't getting out of there, wants to take Ruse with him, but cannot. Trans.
Yeah, it's a great attempt by the blue team, but the red team showing a bit more teeth than what Watch Party had earlier on, showing that they've got the rotations, they've got the skills. Reavers with a superb cleanse early on, keeping Drowclick out of danger, and now, after getting 2 kills, just go, oh, back to our normal service here of pushing down top lane. But this is exactly what we saw with Watch Party. Watch Party had a macro advantage for days. They had space galore. And the blue team, they barely took the mid and top forts. They just pushed bot lane. They just pushed it out. And they ended with an objective here on Ultraq Pass with only the bot keep gone down. We know the blue team can go for the juggler if they want to.
Yeah, Toki getting caught out here a little bit by Garrosh, but does end up actually buying the time she was looking to. Oh no! Sesapos with a huge body block. I think the E should have been over a wall there and not back towards her team. She is going to fall. The counter pick means they will not be able to get as much pressure from this camp as they want. Arian now on that still able to get this cleared up very nicely, but no one is doing the camp of the blue team, Trans, as Alvarez is stuck in this atrocious Zagara Gul'dan 1v1.
Yeah, we did see, of course, the resources needed for the blue team to take the camps. Drowclick and Jet, though, slowed here. Arian able to put on a lot of damage. Jet now with a little bit of speed behind them, and they're looking to put in a good, honest day's work, sieging up this mid fort. But Garrosh, obviously the threat of being thrown over the wall, able to quickly dissuade any further red team pressure.
Yeah, Valor thinking about rotating down, but seeing her frontliner in is instead coming up. Mopsho's falling a bit low here, so is maybe Rhaegar, but he is going to get out. Valor, Dracolic going in on the tank. Are they going to regret that? The stun isn't on Brightwing, and so the heal will come down, and Drowclick is going to fall. Toki now looking a little bit deep as the Gara went down in the bottom lane as well. The battle of the ages being favored by Gul'dan. Zagara biting off just a bit more than she could chew. And oh dear, it's fallen apart a little bit here for Team Cat Green Trans.
Yeah, of course, these power spikes for Gul'dan do come in that level 7 hunger for power. That's just a flat 15% spell power in a 1v1. It's absolutely going to turn the tide, whereas Zagara, they can slow people at level 7. Not quite the 1v1 talent that you absolutely want. As Mobsio is looking for the throw against Xiaoqiao, and Xiaoqiao does indeed get thrown in, and it's a beautiful pick-off here by the very aggressive Garrosh player.
Yeah, good rotation there. Very heads up is going to get him a nice pick-off. And now the camp is compensation, but I don't think it's going to be enough, Chance.
Yeah, okay, Red Team, they're getting a little bit pushed in now. They had some great early opportunities. They were then trying to get the siege. Perhaps that confidence coming in and spelling disaster for them. But level 10s, they get Ancestral, they get Cocoon, they even get more if they want to. And of course, Hogger's Shockwave can disrupt a lot of fights. So I wonder if we will see a little bit more team fight life out of them post level 10. But objectives here. Gul'dan's ready to clear out this camp in the mid lane. Zagara's having to do a solo clear at the bot. And it is a 1v1 up in the top lane. But with level 10s now here for the blue team, they can try and push in for this middle fort.
Yeah, Mobsio actually holding his tent, not taking the taunt just yet. Maybe thinking about spinning as a nice stun from Toki means that she will not get caught out there. Mid-fort, though, absolutely annihilated by the Sylvanish trait and the objective, and they're going to start rotating up on Hogger. Jet has to be so careful here as Cesabos is looking for the engage. In comes the keg, and that is a dead Hogger.
I mean, that's why Chen versus Hogger can be very good. It just keeps Hogger from casting their spin. If you can get that constant interrupt, there's no way Hogger's getting out, unlike versus a lot of other things. Yeah, we see Mopsy holding their heroic. I think they're one of the few Garroshes who likes to keep taking taunt these days. Drowclick in a little bit of danger. Ancestral will be available should they want it. It's going to come out, it's going to connect, but it's still going to be a dead Valor, as it's a great two-man more, but it's honestly just a little too late. The Baneling's not even connecting, and a Horrify comes out. Rhaegar goes down.
Yeah, this fight going really well for Please buff Illidan, but they are going to lose Sylvanas. The Caster Curse working Trance momentarily, but not long enough. Toki goes down, and that is 4 for 2 alive. The blue team are going to be walking up to that boss and trying to take it away.
I mean, without Sylvanas, they don't really have a consistent push. You know, obviously they could take the boss and it'll do work, but I think soaking the waves here, making their camp good, they're in a winning position. Let's go for the keep winning play and just clear some waves, keep the lead, maybe pressure this bottom fort. Now it's their chance to control the tempo of this Alterac pass game.
Just win, Trans. Like, didn't you hear the plan? Just win. Ooh.
Just win and keep winning. GG, well played, sprayed by Gamer Boy, knowing that minion wave was coming.
Hey, Trans, we found it. He was a Gamer Boy. He said, "See you later, boy."
There we go. Brightwing now coming down from Mopsio. By the way, Q build for Drowclick. Q build for Drowclick. Very much.
Yeah, you can't play AA against the Chen Sylv. Not with just Rhaegar protecting you. That's you're gonna die.
Yeah, Chow here looking to rotate around. Of course, they do have the slows on Banelings, which is very good against Garrosh. Garrosh does not like slows. Very much not like being slowed. Which is why probably we also see Frostshot from the Valor. Chow, though, might be in a little bit of danger. Takes a bunch of that corruption damage. Mopsio here on the rotation. Good peel here from the other two, but still Arion able to commit a lot of their damage. Not even using a Wailing Arrow here to take down Zagara.
Yeah, the gap that Sylv can close is impressive. An arrow, as they try and dive on her, means that Rhaegar will go down as well. Toki getting kegged and then taunted. She will fall on that Anub, and this is not looking good at all for the red team. Hogger is at least getting compensation in the form of that top fort, but I don't think that is going to be nearly enough, as another objective is going in the favor of Please buff Illidan, and they're going to start running down this bottom keep.
It's the signature lane for Please buff Illidan. They love taking the bottom keep. They love pressuring it. Maybe it's just something about the way that you can see loads of the map up above you rather than in top lane where you can't see people coming from below you.
I reckon it's because it's the only place you can fight where the mini-map is in dead space.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
it,
the plan.
right?
Can't click through map if you're never clicking where the map is. That's what they're doing. That's the goal. I think if they're on the red team, they might just lose on the spot.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe this has all been a big play to be there. So
Someone's going to hear just that and get cross with me.
Level 15's here. Doesn't do anything, of course. Level 15 versus 16. It's the opportunity that the red team might need, and that's why they're forcing this objective. They're trying to make the blue team come. Meanwhile, Brightwing soaking top, trying to get that level 16 as quick as they can. Sylvanas pushing that wave out mid that could well get that keep by itself. Hogger, though, spinning around very much in that spoil space with the Chen. Mopsio is starting to fall low, but level 16's here. Out comes a great Maw, though, right on top of two targets it needs to be, but will they be able to get the burst in? The upheaval is there. Brightwing tries to get the cleanse through, but Mopsio falls lower and lower. They are able to take down one, take down two. Reeves, it's going to be pushed out of position by that Horrify. A return kill, and Drauklik could be in grave danger as Chen is just able to dive kick onto them all. A 3-for-2 trade here. No, a 2-for-2 trade. Sorry. And the red team get the objective.
So close for Team Cat Green finding the scam. They got the objective with the Maw and the Cocoon. 3 members taken off the battlefield temporarily. But the cleanup was clean from Please Buff Illidan, turning the 5v3 into a 3v3, and the momentum just wasn't there for Cat Green to carry on. They should have bought themselves a 16 fight here, but I'm not sure that that will be enough to validate their purchase trans.
Yeah, 16, of course, is going to be a little far away still for the red team. You know, these waves are getting pushed out. They're having to clear them up manually now. Gul'dan's all by themselves bot and is slowly rotating away. You can see the fear in Alvarez's eyes saying, no, I'll leave those minions. I'll just retreat. And red team now, with this last objective standing, is going to try and push as a 4-man here while Hogger rotates down with the rest of the blue team.
Being engaged comes out onto Gul'dan here from Toki, but the keg to try and clean up has trapped Drauklik in the base. We're going to see a Nubrak go down. Drauklik has no way home. But backside Marosh, Mopsio on the Garrosh, that's Marosh from now on, does go down. So not for nothing, but I don't think that pick is going to be enough for them to stop this boss, which should be the first keep of the game, especially with the Sylv. More is still available, and it looks like Team Cat Green is saying, look, we're already behind. This is one of those moments, but the Maw doesn't catch Sylv. We're going to see Chen going to survive as Zagara goes down, and I think this might be where the game starts to end for Cat Green Trans.
Yeah, Reaver's desperately trying to heal themselves up. They're now creating a bit of space. The blue team recognizing that, focus their efforts back onto the boss. I don't think they can end with this boss, definitely, right? We saw them do great pressure in the previous series on this bot lane with the boss and with the push, but they did have a grey main that was very well stacked. And I think that was a big key difference here. Sylvanas Gul'dan not quite doing the same. They're going to have to play it slower, and there is also a decent defending team here for the side of Team Cat Green.
Did you know that Gul'dan's actual DPS on buildings is comparable to that of Grey Mains?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's very, very odd. Some of us, not me, some of us have done some Juice Pirates testing in the past. And Gul'dan Greymane is by far the most Juice Pirates damage you can get out of your 2 assassins. It's not always the right call, but if you lose the Greymane, Gul'dan is meaningful keep pressure. But it looks like they're going for the double boss line instead of this bottom keep, so the point is moot for now. I think I like this. The red team are coming up, but they're not in time.
Oh!
Are they? Hogger gets to the point, but the keg comes in before the shockwave can, and Jet does not have a way home. I think, to be honest, he should just have spun through their trans. The Maw is going to try and catch something, but the Anubarak going down means that I think this game is in its death throes, transparent.
Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen him play for the squishies, not for the boss, as we do now have the potential death push coming in here from the Blues. As you say, they've got the Sylvanas, they've got the Gul'dan still with Horrify. Bot lane is definitely going down to those minions unless someone visits it quickly. Level 20 here. It's going to be a complete upgraded Horrify as well. So anyone stepping forward, if they're able to get some sort of slow, some sort of throw, it doesn't matter. They go down just to the pressure of this blue team.
Accidentally killed opponents before they were in Horrify range. My bad, Gul'dan. Lovely pickoff coming out there from Please Buff Illidan. And this is going to go all the way. Hogger does respawn, but already Chen is just having fun, partying with the keg, pushing people away. Cesabos is going to try and kill that Valor bot side as the core is falling. It's got 5, 4, 3k left. The red team are going down, as is Drexar in this first Alterac pass game of our final in the final qualifier.
Yes, very well played here by Please Buff Illidan, finding that little bit of choke here against Team Cat Green. But we definitely saw some reasonable signs of life from Team Cat Green, and I think they they can pull their socks up. They can try and get back into this series. I don't know how their previous game against Team Liquid Metal was. It did go 2-1, and they they won the first one of that one, but still, they can definitely win a 2-1 victory if they want that key second place finals spot. Game number 2 here on our best of 3 finals of qualifier 3 here in the Eggs Cup Movember edition. And Please Buff Illidan are 1 game away from being the victors. Team Cat Green have to win 2 more if they want to try and confirm a second place for seeding in the finals. So
yeah, all on the line here for Team Cat Green Trans. If they don't win now, they are going to have to fight through this lower bracket, and they're going to have to fight potentially against Please Buff Illidan, certainly before they get through the second round of that lower bracket. So if they can't beat them here, that's a very scary proposition going forwards.
Yeah, let me just do the calculations here, Luca. If Please Buff Illidan win, I've put in 7 points instead of 8. That's a mistake. They would be, Team Cat Green and Please Buff Illidan would be 3rd and 4th. So then they would not face each other until the second round, should they win their games. So interesting stat there. But of course, if Team Cat Green win, then they will be accelerated forward to the second place. We've got bans though. Zarya banned out. They know that Reavers likes to play that Zarya, and this is a good map for it. Sieging down that bot lane. Chromie also taken away. Mephisto now, after that Chromie ban, you don't want to let someone else come in and dance around freely, but it's going to be a Sylvanas pickup here. So highly prioritized by these top level teams.
Yeah, Sylva's just so good and so flexible. She fits into so many drafts, and having her makes it so much easier for you to pressure tanks or for you to dive backline. Her arrow is really strong, but we do see with her picked early, the Junkrat left on the table, an incredibly strong bot anchor on Dragonshire, and Muradin going to be picked up by Mopsio. Mopsio has been known for this Muradin in the past in metas where it was not as picked as it is in this one as well.
Yeah, so obviously dancing around the map. Jet is going to be picking up that Blaze. Maybe banning out the Hogger as they go later, or even not really thinking about too much of top lane. Drowclick though. Mal'Ganis.
Wouldn't be a Team Cat best of 3 without some Drowclick Mal'Ganis coming up in it.
What is it about the French and Mal'Ganis? Is it the apostrophe in the middle that just makes it sound a bit French? Has he got a sexier name in the French language version? Like Blaze is Kramer.
That's quite a cool name.
Yeah, like Mal'Ganis is maybe like there's Mal'Ganis used to be the French big French player as well. Maybe it's just a reference to him.
Must be.
Anduin
or maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they've seen the line. They're hiding it.
Je suis Mal'Ganis. That's my impression of a French person with my moustache.
Let's hope there weren't any French people who were going to donate before,
Well. Genji banned out, though, after the Anduin ban from the side of Please Buff Illidan. And that leads me to think that they're probably looking at taking the Rhaegar for themselves. I think that's what Team Cat Green are eyeing up. If not, of course, that's Stukov that we have talked about in the past. And obviously Stukov Mal'Ganis is a pretty decent combo.
Yes, but the Stukov Morganis does feel very weak to the Mirrodin Junkrat. That Stukov has to put himself up in order to get the silence, and any stun underneath is potentially very scary. We're going to see Gamer Boy taking the Malfurion here to try and support the sustain for as long as possible, and Greymane coming out as well. They want to be aggressive. They want the Junkrat, Mirrodin, Greymane to just blow some stuff up.
Can I just give a big shout out to Malfurion that we've seen a lot of today? He doesn't usually get a look in edgeways, but we have seen him multiple times tonight. Out comes the Rhaegar, as sort of initially suspected from the red team, and it's going to be Tychus to try and punish anything that Mirrodin throws at you, and equally maybe try and just get through some of Greymane's innate Worgen armor.
I find Malfurion to be a very high execution win more support. I think that if you're winning with a Malfurion and you're playing perfectly, it's so toxic. But small mistakes mean that your Malfurion is suddenly in a lot of trouble. If your team starts taking chunk, Malfurion can't really fix that. We're going to see Leoric as the last pick. I do like the Leoric here. It feels like anyone other than Sylvanas is going to be unhappy in an Entomb. And Blaze does have Bunker, but trading Bunker for Entomb is a happy trade.
And here on the side of the blue team, it is please buff Illidan with Arian 70 on that Greymane, Cesabos on the Leoric, Mopsio here on Mirrodin, Alvarus on the Junkrat, and Gamerboy on Malfurion.
And potentially for the last time tonight, they are Team Cat Green desperately looking for a win here. What can the cat drag home tonight? Toki on that Rhaegar. Drowclick is going to be on Mal'Ganis. Shashalv on the Sylve. Jet is playing Blaze, and Revis is on Tychus.
Yeah, nothing too surprising initially here in the talents. And no one going for a quick snipe of a tower. Obviously, blue team were prepared up in the top lane. Maybe red team should have tried to get something in the bot lane, but we are seeing Mal'Ganis already trying to get a little bit stunned, but it's going to be Tychus who's a little out of position here. But the blue team not able to quite get onto the target they wish, but oh, Chachao able to Haunting Wave away.
Yeah, that Sylve E lasts way longer than it ever feels like it should. Difficult map to cheese on Dragonshire because mid and bot are so close and have no sensible warding. That Triangle of Doom is not something your tank can stand in at level 1. So I think going for a safer route, maybe feeling like if they lose early, they might never get back into this series. I'm not sure if it is correct, but if it's what they back, then well done for them for, having a plan. As Cesabos, missing his W, is in so much danger, but he steps Jet's Q. Oh, I think Jet should have helped that to see what Leoric was going to do.
Oh, Jet here trying to find anything there, but yeah, not quite connecting. But really good rotation here by Reavers. And shows the power that you can have by just rotating someone up to that top lane. So many people prioritize that bot lane. And I'm sure we will see that eventually. But a quick rotation up to the top can be very helpful. Both teams getting camps almost simultaneously, but this red team here having a little bit longer on the Bruiser camp. Still, Mal'Ganis in trouble, and Mal'Ganis versus Malfurion can be a little bit of a tricky matchup for the Mal'Ganis, I will say.
Everyone's taking naps. Xiao Xiao has to be careful in this bottom lane, but Sylve, so slippery, is going to be able to get out. Unfortunately, though, Shrine Pressure going over to the blue team means this is going to be tough for the red team to clear up. Drowclick just about able to get out. Gets a nice sleep onto the Junkrat. The follow-up stun, though, is not quite there, and the damage will not come through.
Yeah, you have to be very careful as a Mal'Ganis because your movements are very predictable if you're not coming out from a bush. So, those Junkrat traps can be really good. The Malfurion roots right in front of you, very good. But up in the top lane, Reavers does get a kill against Greymane.
Jet, Mopsio was rotating in, but instead of trying to kill Reavers, he went for the Blaze kill. Reavers was able to kill Greymane. It looks like it's still going to be 2 for 1, but can they get any more here? I do not think Mopsio or Cesabos are going to fall to the Mal'Ganis Rhaegar.
Red team need to be careful. This shrine here in the bot lane is being climbed by Junkrat, and the blue team now have full control over the objective. They could well try and find something.
Oh no, Rhaegar's got booped out. She is lost, and you can see the blue team. Oh my god, they're gonna let her go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big commitment down to that bot lane, right? And I think, I don't think Junkrat wanted Toki to go all the way over the wall. I think that was a mistake. I think they just wanted to delay them inside the shrine, as we do have them being poked around. Mopsio, though, trying to find onto Toki. Toki doesn't have a lot of mana, is able to be stunned, and a great follow-up route. Oh, the route, in fact, putting Sylvanas to sleep may have saved Mopsio's life. The objective has gone to the blue team, but the red team not quite able to make the most of the bad situation here in the bot.
Yeah, I don't think Cat Green had their split right there. Not able to interrupt mid, not able to win the fight bottom. I don't think Mal'Ganis is ever meant to be solo in this comp. I think Draugr would have been much better off in that bottom lane, making them trade picks for this Dragon Knight. Whereas instead, the XP lead and the macro advantage have all gone over to Please Buff Arthurs. And a couple of small wins have given them a big lead. Reeves, oh no! Mopsio was in that bush, the stun comes out. That is a dead Tychus.
Yeah, it is a dead Tychus. And yeah, Please Buff Illidan are punishing a lot of Team Cat
Apologies.
It's a very different team, but definitely were playing elsewhere. As we do have, Greymane consistently in the top lane, and I like this adaptation. We so often see ranged assassins not stick up in the top, not doing stuff like that, but having this additional pressure onto Jet, onto Blaze, who is just doing so much work otherwise. It really is pushing red team to their limits.
Yeah, but a nice little escape there from Jet. Not going to take too much pressure on that Blaze. And Tychus is back up there again. I am surprised that they're moving Tychus up, thinking Shishao down. I feel like Sylvanas is a lot more impactful on that rotation than she does have a more AA-focused level 7 talent, so maybe looking to get a lot of damage from the sustained fights.
Yeah, these later game fights might be where Sylvanas starts to shine as well. As we do see a great attempt. They are able to get the sleep onto Junkrat, but as I say, Malfurion able to predict the movements of Mal'Ganis. And Junkrat is safe for now.
Yo, Linebus is telling lies in the Twitch chat. I would never get the name of a team I was casting wrong. I'm a professional. Level 10s are in here for the blue team. Mopsio pretending he has two ultimate choices on the Muradin. There he goes. He's found the button. Good for him. And they are going to be able to scam an easy cancel.
Yeah, and they're still aggressive. They might as well be. Level 10's not yet here for the red team. It's close, but not yet. As Tychus and Sylvanas both having to put the damage into these siege giants as the other ones put damage onto their structures. And Team Cat Green definitely looking in a little bit of a losing situation currently on Dragonshire.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of a disadvantage, but their 10s are in now. Maybe this will be a big turnaround in the game. Arrow coming online for Sylvanas. Odin as an option for longer fights. Bunker as well. And that looks to me like a dark conversion trans.
Yeah, of course it is dark conversion. They love it over the other side of the channel tunnel. As we do, of course, have this to try and maybe get something in there. There's no Twilight Dream from Malfurion. The CC is relatively low. It is all just Mopsio and those 3 auto attacks that might interrupt it, but no, able to get it through, and they're looking at Muradin now, and Muradin does indeed go down, not able to even put out their avatar, as we have the red team striking forward, but with tranquility they are now being nicely topped up.
100% kill rate for dark conversion. 1 use, 1 Mal'Ganis save, 1 kill on the Muradin. Junkrat is going to try and bully Toki out, but does have to leave now. Reavers is coming in very hot, but is going to be able to get control. And now I love this choice. They've got control of the bottom. They've got an Odin and a Sylv. Muradin is still not back, only just respawning. What can they get in this bottom side? They're going to get at least a tower, although tower click. Oh, Mal'Ganis has to be careful. Mopsio is in behind the double stun. Toki is in so much trouble. She is going to fall. There is a dark conversion ready.
Red team are on full retreat. Dragon Knight not able to be claimed by Blaze. That was just an illusion. It's all the bunker performing graphical glitches here as Jet now getting into the blue team rotation, and that Wizened Duelist from Arion is going to get stacked up slowly but surely, and a confirmation on Blaze just means that the blue team have snatched that momentum back out of what the red team's clutches were just starting to grasp.
There is some nice compensation, though. The hard camp has been steadily pressing away topside. It has taken down that top fort. It means that although there is a Dragon Knight coming over, best case scenario, the Dragon Knight probably just evens up what that fight got for the red team. It's not terrible. And this is really what we need to see from Cat Green. Not just taking fights, but setting up preferable positions and then fighting. Right, so if you do lose that fight, you end up even, whereas if you win it, you're in a great spot.
And we are seeing the big weakness of having your tank in the Dragon Knight now. You know, Tychus was able to shred away with basically get 50% of his HP gone because there's no threat. Muradin is completely the threat. Maybe Entomb afterwards, as we're going to see Drauklik in a little bit of trouble here coming through, able to get a little bit of there. They're going to have to try and swap out their life, but are quickly blown up by a Riptire. That explosive Australian here taking down a Dreadlord, as we now have Jet trying to bunker weave themselves away. It's a good Ancestral keeping them alive, but Toki unfortunately steps forward. The roots of Malfurion just consistently so good. Gamer Boy is showing us that Malfurion is the healer you should not underestimate, as Reavers and Shashao now are the only two defenders, but are able to push away this blue team for now.
Yeah, real smooth from Sheshao there, but in comes Muradin from behind. Mopsio is going to play for Reavers, and I think maybe the bait may have been real there on the red team trans.
Yeah, it definitely was. You saw just Gamer Boy walking forward to Tigers, and at that point, as the Tigers was like, I'm dead.
Hang on a minute.
There's a solo Malfurion walking towards me. Gamer Boy's been landing some hot roots, but surely this means, yep, there's the Muradin in the bush, and I'm gone. 11 kills to 2, level 16 round the corner for the blue team. And it's going to be a tough uphill battle for the Reds. Do they have something at level 16 that changes this for them, Luca?
I don't know. Sylve gets some safety, which is quite nice. Tychus is going to get a little bit more damage. That's the boss is actually in a little bit of danger there. I'm not sure if they will quite have enough, but it is worth saying they're doing a great job of remaining close without the kills. Although Mal'Ganis caught out too far away from Toki. The Ancestral not yet ready there. That is very unfortunate. And we're seeing one of the big weaknesses of Rhaegar. Although he has great healing, if you can play for the front line, sometimes the Rhaegar just can't get close enough in time.
I think Toki was looking for the cleanse actually because Drauklik was trying to get Dark Conversion off. But cleanse is quite a short distance for Rhaegar, unfortunately. The Purge. And once again, we see blue team rotate down to bot lane, trying to keep that pressure up onto that bottom keep. And with a level 16 advantage, they probably are looking to take a quick Dragon Knight, but Blaze is going to be pushing out that top lane, making sure they have complete vision control of a potential top shrine invade. But speaking of invades,
they want both. They're going to get both, right?
Yeah, Ancestral comes out. Nia Steel Coating will help out a fair bit with Tychus, but still they do go down. And it doesn't do anything against Greymane, let's be honest.
Makes you look pretty in pink, I guess.
It's a nice coating.
I think we're seeing the same story here, though, as we were in Game 1. When they're on the front foot, Team Cat Green are very capable of being competitive. But as soon as they start to fall behind, the discipline, the decision-making, it's not quite there. They're too greedy. They're kind of making choices that they probably shouldn't be, and they're getting punished for it so effectively. The PBI punish is so strong. And I think they might have punished themselves into a keep here.
Yeah, whenever there's a rotation possible, blue team are taking it. Just like that. Sylvanas having to fully retreat, not even thinking about using their Haunting Wave just in case.
Yeah, no. But the red team look like they're going to try and stand up as 5 in the mid lane. I'd like this call again. I liked it last game when they made it on the boss. They're behind. This is an even fight. But Drauklik might be a little bit deep here. Or maybe the sleep is huge. Cesabos is just going to fall. Mal'Ganis making just enough space there. Mopsio now is looking low as well. And this is their route back into the game. Sylvanas, though, is falling low here. Is just about going to make her way out there.
Yeah, Drauklik trying to put that pressure onto Mopsio. They know that they can try and trade 1-for-1 as long as they time themselves between those micro stuns. And they are trying to get there. There still is Avatar. Avatar has to be used right now. But Sylvanas going down to the pressure of this Grey Mane with so many stacks on Wiz and Duelist. They're able to just go through one by one of this team. Dragon Knight even claimed by Junkrat, who wasn't here. Blind as a Bat is getting a lot of value, but Mopsio puts an end to the shenanigans. No, you cannot get that sleep. No, you cannot get out of here. And although it was a literal 0 HP Drought conversion, that ain't going to get you a kill here this time, Drought Click.
Can you imagine that?
I know. And Matt, it would have been great if they got instant heal from it, maybe.
Oh, Jet. Oh, no.
But this is the beginning of the end here as the blue team look ferocious. They have this Wizard Duelist once again almost fully stacked. The Dragon Knight and a Grey Mane like this is going to be taking your core down. Sylvanas is back. Tychus is back in too, but with the percentage very quickly falling. Please Buff Illidan are the winners of Qualifier 3, and they will be going to that grand finals on Saturday. GG. Well played to Please Buff Illidan.
What a fantastic qualifier we saw from them there. Taking out last guy's winners in the semis and then Team Cat Green in the finals. Please Buff Illidan will be putting a stake for those Egg Cup strands. And two very good games. I think, though, we saw a very common theme. A lot of teams fronted up well against them. They came close to beating Please Buff Illidan. Then they took that fight. They took a slight lead in their last fight in the game, but they lost the cleanup time and again. Please Buff Illidan kept their cool, and they said, this was it. This was all you have in the tank. And now I'm just going to absolutely demolish you from here. And it's so clean every single time from them.